In this video, we'll be taking a look at two NFL games happening on October 30th, 2022, and providing you with free team picks and total picks for each one of those games. So 2 picks for each game, 4 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these two NFL games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start. If you would like to gain access to our best exclusive betting picks to take your sports betting journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below, where we offer anywhere from 1 betting pick a day up to 10 betting picks a day and much more. Now let's get started. Washington Commanders versus Indianapolis Colts. Washington will try to extend its 2-game winning streak when it travels to Indianapolis on Sunday afternoon. The Commanders were on a 4-game losing skid earlier this month, but they have revived their season with wins over Chicago and Green Bay. Indianapolis had its 2-game winning streak snapped in a 19-10 loss to rival Tennessee last week. The Washington Commanders will look to build on back-to-back wins after a 23-21 win over Green Bay propelled Washington to 3-4 on the year. Carson Wentz has thrown for 1,489 yards, 10 touchdowns and 6 interceptions on 62.1% passing, while Taylor Heinicks tossed for 201 yards, 2 touchdowns and an interception on 60.6% passing. Antonio Gibson's rushed for 273 yards and a pair of scores, while Terry McLaurin has a team-high 440 receiving yards with a pair of scores, and Curtis Samuel has a team-high 39 grabs for 330 yards and a pair of touchdowns as well. On defense, Cole Holcomb leads Washington with 69 total tackles, including 37 solo tackles, while Washington's defense has combined for 19 sacks on the year. The Indianapolis Colts will try to bounce back from a 19-10 loss to Tennessee to fall to 3-1 on the year. Matt Ryan has thrown for 2,008 yards, 9 touchdowns and 9 interceptions on 68.3% passing, but is now injured and is being replaced by Sam Ehlinger, while Jonathan Taylor has a team-high 386 rushing yards this season. Michael Pittman Jr. leads Indy's receiving group with 44 grabs for 475 receiving yards, while Alec Pierce has 308 receiving yards, and another 6 Colts have at least 100 receiving yards so far this season. On defense, Zaire Franklin has a team-high 73 total tackles, while Yannick Ngakoue has a team-high 3.5 sacks this season. The Commanders are 3-1 against the spread versus a team with a losing record, and 2-6 against the spread in their last 8 games in October. The Colts are 8-2 against the spread in their last 10 games following against the spread loss, and 51-25-1 against the spread in their last 77 games following a straight-up loss. The under is 4-1 in Commanders' last 5 games overall. The under is 11-1 in Colts' last 12 games overall. The Commanders are 0-3-1 against the spread in their last 4 meetings. The home team is 3-1 against the spread in their last 5 meetings. The Washington Commanders have a rushing offense that can punish the struggling Colts rush defense. Robinson Jr. and Gibson will be key players during this game with their rushing and catching abilities. Heinicke is an athletic quarterback who can scramble if he needs to. However, he is also to hit his targets downfield. The key for Washington will be to tire out the defense using the run game and use short, quick routes to get downfield. We will see Gibson receiving and Robinson Jr. lead the backfield. As bad as the Washington Commanders have been this season, the Indianapolis Colts haven't been any better, and now they're playing a quarterback for the first time. No thanks. If the Commanders use those 2 weapons like they did against Green Bay, then they should sneak away with a W, grab the free field goal. So the Washington Commanders to cover the spread as underdogs is our full game side pick. Washington has gone under in 4 of its last 5 games, while Indianapolis has cashed the under at a ridiculous 11-1 clip in its last 12 contests. Both offenses are going to be even more limited offensively without their starting quarterbacks on the field. Washington relied heavily on its rushing attack last week, while Indianapolis always pounds the rock with Taylor. The Commanders and Colts have both been excellent defensive teams early in the season, making this an easy selection. This just has the makings of a slop fest for 60 minutes with a lot of mucking around between the 20s and a lot of field goals. This is a pretty clear-cut pick, as neither offense has been doing anything of note so far this year. Green Bay Packers versus Buffalo Bills. The road for the disappointing Green Bay Packers does not get any easier on Sunday as they travel to Buffalo to face the surging Buffalo Bills. The Packers are 3-4 on the season and have lost 3 straight, while the Bills are 5-1 and have won 3 straight. These two teams have not played since 2018 when the Packers blanked the Bills 22-0 and Green Bay is an 8.5-point favorite. The Green Bay Packers have lost 2 of their last 3 road games. Aaron Rodgers is completing 66.8% of his passes for 1,597 yards, 11 touchdowns, and 3 interceptions. Alan Lazard and Randall Cobb have combined for 597 receiving yards and 4 touchdowns, while Robert Tonyan has 30 receptions. The Green Bay Packers ground game is averaging 110.3 yards per contest, and Aaron Jones leads the way with 432 yards and 1 touchdown. Defensively, Green Bay is allowing 21 points and 308.4 yards per game. Devondre Campbell leads the Green Bay Packers with 61 tackles. Rashan Gary has 6 sacks and Jair Alexander has 1 interception. The Buffalo Bills have won 5 straight home games. Josh Allen is completing 66.9% of his passes for 1,980 yards, 17 touchdowns, and 4 interceptions. Stephon Diggs and Gabe Davis have combined for 1,039 receiving yards and 10 touchdowns, while Devin Singletary has 22 receptions. The Buffalo Bills ground game is averaging 117.8 yards per contest, and Allen leads the way with 257 yards and 2 touchdowns. Defensively, Buffalo is allowing 13.5 points and 281.5 yards per game. Tremaine Edmonds leads the Buffalo Bills with 36 tackles. Von Miller has 6 sacks and Jordan Poyer has 4 interceptions. The Packers do not look like a competent football team in any sense of the word at the moment. Green Bay is struggling mightily on offense, and these issues have reared their ugly head in consecutive losses to the Giants, Jets, and Commanders over the last 3 weeks. Now sitting at 3-4, Aaron Rodgers and company hardly look like a fringe playoff team, to say nothing of the Super Bowl contenders that many experts thought they would be in the preseason. That brings us to this week's contest against a Buffalo Bills team that is clearly the best in football, ranking first in weighted DVOA per Football Outsiders. Buffalo is coming off a bye and seems to be rolling en route to another FC East title. With that in mind, why would anyone back the Packers this week, you might ask? Well, for starters, this is about as low as the market will go on the Packers. In fact, Rodgers has never been a double-digit underdog in his career. Throughout his tenure in Green Bay, the Packers have been more than a 7-point underdog in just 7 games. However, 5 of those 7 games came when Green Bay was forced to start a backup at quarterback. This is uncharted territory for Rodgers and this team, but Matt LaFleur is 10-4 against the spread as an underdog in his time with Green Bay. The Packers' defense has been banged up but should be expecting key contributors back for this one. With a top 10 pass defense DVOA, Green Bay is capable of slowing down this explosive Bills offense just enough to keep this within an 11-point margin. In a desperate spot, I'll hold my nose and take the visitors to stay competitive in prime time. So the Green Bay Packers to cover the spread as underdogs is our full game side pick. I have no faith in the Packers' ability to score against this excellent Bills defense. The Packers won't be able to run the ball and Rodgers will try to force it, throw picks, probably blame someone else, and get frustrated. Meanwhile, the Bills' offense will put enough points on the board to win, but they won't reach their season average against the #1 ranked pass defense in the NFL. I see this game ending up something like 27-17, with Green Bay putting up some garbage points late. But it still won't be enough to push this past the total. Due to the potency of the Bills' offense, their games tend to skew toward higher totals. However, Buffalo's top-ranked defense makes it quite hard for these games to exceed 48 points. Look for the Packers to try and shorten the game by running the ball and grinding out the clock against this stout defense. Additionally, the under is 4-1 in the Packers' last 5 games versus a team with a winning record. Under the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.